Hey, what's up everybody? Eric Solobox. Today I'm out in the shop assembling some boxes and kind of tripping out on what's going on in the world. Quite honestly, things are not looking very good. I live in the state of Washington, for those of you that don't know, and my governor came on the TV last night. They gave us 48 hours to shut a bunch of stuff down. I was already pretty much staying home. Asher and I have been at home for quite a few days now. My house is really well stocked with food and stuff right now. And we've pretty much just been staying here. But I'm really concerned about a bunch of stuff, probably primarily the economy. How do you recover an economy after something this devastating in a quick fashion? I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that this is probably going to stretch out for a while. And for a guy like me with a small business, I think things are going to be really, really rough. And that's if I can even get by at all. I'm pretty much, I've been thinking about this. I'm pretty much a slave to the 30-day bill cycle, honestly. I'm a single dad with a 5-year-old little boy in there. When I first started building boxes, I think this is my 11th season is what I'm starting right now. When I first started building them, the marketplace was not nearly as competitive. Now there's stuff that I compete against that comes from China that's just ridiculously cheap. Like I cannot make stuff that cheap. I just can't do it. And so the marketplace itself has changed. I made a really good living at this when I first started. And I've over the course of time, with the economy and the way things are going in America, I've just watched things dwindle and become more and more scarce and more difficult. As an example, when I first started producing these, I lived in a house that was costing me $600 a month. And I was able to have a shop there. Life was good. I was living on a 40-acre farm. I now live in a house. Oh, okay. Actually, let me back up a bit. So I was living on the farm, paying about $600 a month to be able to live there. And where was I going with that? I was producing. A really good month was probably, I could pretty much count in the yearly cycle, my 3 busiest months, I would usually do about 3 $10,000 gross months, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And my cost of living was considerably less. I haven't had a $10,000 gross month in several years now. I used to be able to count on that. I knew the rush was going to come. It doesn't happen anymore. And my cost of living has gone up literally by about 3 times as much. This house cost me over $1,500 a month. Just the quality of my life has just tanked over the course of time. Just slowly but surely, it's gotten worse and worse. And now I feel like I'm just a slave to a 30-day cycle of just trying to keep my feet under me to pay the bills. And, I've worked so hard. I really struggle over fall and winter anyway, but I've gotten by, and in my mind, I've been like, you know what? Spring is coming, summer is coming, things are going to turn around, it's going to be good. I'm actually, ironically, in the best position I've ever been in 10 or 11 seasons of producing these. I've probably got about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of extra stuff in inventory, and that has never happened. And the reason that has happened is because I wanted to really be prepared for when the spring rush hit. That when the spring rush hit, the phone rings, I can fill that order right now, no waiting. And really to try to get myself ahead a little bit this season was really kind of the game plan. And I'm really watching all of that go down the toilet right now with what's going on with the virus and the economy. I don't know if my phone's going to ring at all this year. And believe me, I'm in a position where if the phone doesn't ring, I could very well lose everything. Like, I could literally be in a position where I don't have this house, and if I don't have this house, that's one thing that's really tough. I wanted to work from home for a long time before I started this, and now those two things are married. If I lose the house that I rent for $1,500 a month, then I don't have a shop. I have no place to create a living. That's a dangerous place for me to be. And honestly, man, I'm just so frustrated with the quality of life that I've had for these last several years. I'm almost like, man, maybe I should just let go of it. Just let it go, Go live in a van down by the river, right? A lot of why I do what I do is because the little boy that's inside the house right now. I look at people also that, have a mate, somebody that's got a significant other that can help out with the cost of having a home. Every bit of this is on my shoulders. It would be nice to have the luxury of a wife or a significant other that, also has a stream of income. I don't have that luxury. And part of why I don't have that luxury, I guess, is I've kind of chose to not have that luxury. Raising Asher is my number one priority. I don't date. I haven't dated in years. I've just kind of buckled down, keep my nose to the grindstone, raise my son, work hard, pay my bills. But it would be nice. Sometimes I think about what it'd be like if it wasn't all on my shoulders. I watched the president on the TV last night talking about how he wants to try to keep the cure. How did he phrase it? I can't even remember. He was talking about basically the cure being worse than the virus itself, by shutting down the economy, could actually ultimately be worse than what we're facing in the virus itself. And he seemed really optimistic. I hope he's right. I hope things come back online and that it's relatively quick, but government and economies are two things that functionally move very, very slowly. And so, I don't believe that we're going to recover from this real quick I just don't see it happening. I think things are going to look really, really ugly before they look better. And, a small company like mine where, I sell something that nobody has to have. Especially, no travel. That directly hits me. That's what these are all about, is people that go out and travel. I don't know. Maybe, I tend to get wrapped up in fear, as I think a lot of us do. I try to keep a positive outlook on it. But when I honestly step back and look at what's going on, I don't see this ending real well in the immediate future. I don't know. Luckily, I've got a family that my parents are retired and not well off, but they've got some money. I've spoken with my family, and they've got me if I need it. In my entire adult life, I've never had to take anything. I've always been fully self-supporting. It really eases my mind to know that I've got a place to lean for a little bit if I was to need to. And I really think that could be coming. And I'm grateful to have that place to lean. I don't want to have to lean. I would much rather just make my living and do what I do. I don't know really where I'm going with this whole thing, but the one thing that's really got me right now is just I worked so hard all fall and winter and so looked forward to this spring coming around. And literally, I am in the best position I've ever been in terms of having a stockpile of stuff. And I don't see the phone ringing, you know? All that hope and all that effort for what, you know? So that the virus can come along, so that the economy can tank right when I'm in, you know, my best position. Talk about a bummer. And I hate to come across as narcissistic. I do realize people are out there dying right now too. My little sister's a flight attendant. She just got back from another trip. She got tested yesterday. The results obviously aren't back. But, you know, she's been flying around in a metal tube for the last several weeks with a bunch of people who could be sick, you know. She could have it. I've got a niece that lives with her that, you know, if she's sick, my niece will probably have it too. That's not good. Sorry, I don't mean to sort of fearmonger or whatever, but yeah, I'm really concerned about everything that's going on. I guess I should also say I hope you and yours are okay. I think one thing I'll try to come up with something that's on a positive. It will be interesting to see, not only is it an interesting time to be alive, to see something globally happen like this, but it'll be interesting to see what the long-term effects of things are. I think that people are gonna have to pull together. I think on the large scale, our society nowadays has become very, very selfish, and I think that we're gonna have to pull together. And, you know, maybe that'll have some long-term effects that'll be positive. Maybe the Chinese crappy luggage that I have to compete directly with, maybe that'll change too. I don't know. I think either way, you know, I hope that that we can all come out the other side of this, and that it's not too terribly long, and that we'll all, you know, probably ultimately survive it and rebuild and stand tall again, and maybe we will appreciate, you know, what we had and what we've got, you know. So anyway, I'm going to finish assembling the rest of this batch, and I'm going to try to, the few orders that I do have right now, I'm going to try to get them shipped out either later today or first thing tomorrow morning. I haven't been out all week, but I'm going to make one trip out this week, and that'll probably be tomorrow morning, and I'll try to fulfill my obligations to a bunch of people, and you know, hopefully the phone rings. If you want luggage for your bike, maybe things aren't quite as dire for you, I have to have income. Like a little hiccup in the supply chain here, and yeah, I'm really screwed. So if you can afford to do luggage now, if you're looking, hit me up, call me. I can probably get stuff going out pretty much immediately. So anyway, Eric with Solo Box, I hope you and yours are okay. I will hopefully talk to you all later.